Oh, it's good to be back, Brandon. It's been a while. How are you, buddy? I mean, we're halfway through spring training now. We've got a Dodger game today. Shohei, Sasaki, Yamamoto are all going to be in. We've been on a little bit of a 2 week break. Sorry, guys, but before we explain anything, before we say anything, I just wanted to wish my good friend Brendan Bollinger a belated happy birthday. The co-host with the most, the king of the South Bay, the father of Zenaida. Happy birthday, buddy.
Jesse, thank you so much. My goodness gracious, what an introduction. It has been a little bit it's been a little bit of time since we've gotten to get back together and talk ball, Jess. So I'm very happy to be here. My heart is soaring. And for everybody that's back with us again, thank you so much. If this is your first time joining us, that's Jesse, the Gun Row. I'm your co-host with the most, I guess. I'm Brandon. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, engage with us. Tell us what you like. Tell us about your team. Tell us to eat shit, whatever you want. But we
got some of those too.
Yeah, we got some of those too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're known to be haters. Sometimes we're known to be shit eaters. So
Yeah.
that is my introduction. But Jess, spring is sprunging out in Camelback Ranch. The Dodgers looking like a goddamn K-pop super group out there. Fans falling all over each other, just trying to get a glimpse at, I don't know, dude, the Beatles or whatever boy band you want to call them, dude. Nirvana. I'm just kidding.
Heard spring training tickets are pretty expensive too. It was heard that it's like over $100 just to
Crazy.
for spring. I mean, why not? I mean, like literally today, right now, you're gonna see something that you'll never see in the regular season, unless it's like a playoff game. We're gonna see Shohei today with Sasaki and Yamamoto, who started the game. Yamamoto goes 3 innings. The plan is for Sasaki to get some relief in, and of course Shohei's leading off. It's just like, it's incredible. You're never gonna see that again. So I hope all the Dodger fans tuned in because it's kind of special.
It is super rad. I haven't been able to catch too much spring training because I'm working most of the time. Got some radio. It's fun to listen to. I want to get out there though, but it is funny, Jess. There's all these little like funny collisions happening. Some pods are out there getting content, but like seeing like the Dodgers spring training and the White Sox spring training like in the same facility, and just the fucking like the duality of fucking existence, right? It's just first world, third world, and I don't mean to come off as some elitist, but my God, those poor bum White Sox fans.
I would say this though. That's probably the best possible thing that could happen for that team because all year long the White Sox are gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a bad culture in the clubhouse. But they get to start their season off with the best culture in baseball to sort of as like a little bit of like a
cultural appropriation, if you will.
Yeah, or a barometer for what you need to match up to, like what the best
thing. I know that.
Yeah. So I mean, at the very least, it's like it's a good way for them to see what a winning team is like before they embark on this historically horrible season that they're about to have. So,
like a see good, do good type thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it is funny that they share the same facility because my lord. But you know what though? White Sox fans, Kyle Teal, your number one prospect, he did hit a home run off of Roki Sasaki. So you do.
Roki's washed. It's official. Everybody knows it.
That's your World Series this year, guys. So congratulations.
But speaking of White Sox, I did see a little clip of Teoscar and Andy Pages greeting old friend Miguel Vargas. Famously got traded for Michael Kopech and, was a part of the Tommy Edman trade, all that good stuff. But we love you. You still get a ring. You're a champion forever. You had to be sacrificed, and I'm sorry for that. But
yeah, speaking of Pages and was it not Pages? Outman?
Those are both guys that are fighting for a spot right now.
Sorry, I was just who was greeting. Who was greeting?
Teoscar.
Teoscar. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Well, you mentioned Pages, and I think it's kind of worth talking about just because the Dodgers they have obviously this incredible stacked roster, but there are some like unfilled. There's some uncertainty surrounding like where everybody's going to play right now. There's some questions about it, and Ohtani just got thrown out at second, hitting a double. Anyway,
Ah, dude.
yeah. So
TiVo in it.
Shohei and Freddie and Mookie are all hitting the crap out of the ball. Freddie's had like a homer streak here. He's hit a few home runs in spring, and so everybody looks good. But the question right now is, what do you do with CT3, James Outman, Andy Pages, Hey Seong Kim, sorry, was struggling to
Watch your
start.
mouth.
He's hit a couple of home runs, and
Couple of bing bongs for the kid.
Yeah. So don't say bing bong.
I started to see it,
Yeah, but so the question is at this point, like, who do you think is going to get these final roster spots when the season starts? Like early impressions. We're obviously only halfway through spring here. Outman's been striking out a lot, but he's kind of started to put some hits together. Pages has kind of been stinking up the joint. We're just not sure right now who's going to play what, because Tommy Edman's been playing second base, and that's Hey Seong Kim's best position. So Dave Roberts did make a comment that he's likely to start the season off in the minors, and Mookie Betts just hit a home run. So, sorry, did I spoil it again for you?
Why do I need TiVo when I got J-Ro? Here I go, baby.
What do you think? Who do you think is going to start the season on the team?
I think Chris Taylor will start the year on the team out of respect. I don't know what the option situation looks like for Outman or Pages, but I'm sure they've got something going still. But needless to say, I think there's, they got to get something going for Chris Taylor, or because I mean, how do you trade a guy? That's kind of
he's hitting like 170 right now, by the way. And then
and you already got like Austin Barnes in your lineup, who's just kind of like a depth piece. I mean, not saying that he doesn't do anything, behind closed doors, or he's not a leader on the team, or not valuable to the team. But I mean, it was a guy that couldn't hit the bright side of a barn for a while there, and just. He looked great in the World Baseball Classic for Team Mexico, and then he started the year like for whatever it was. I don't know. I love Barnesy, but it's just I think he's on his last year of his contract too. So there's just some questions like that. Like, are
they
you going to
extended
clog
him.
up?
They signed him. They signed him for another deal. Yeah, it's like a 1-year deal.
Yeah. So I'm just talking about you've named all these younger guys that are knocking at the door. But like you said, there's a lot of struggling happening too. So you give guys some time to kind of develop, and you kind of bank on the Dodgers covering up that hole that would be Chris Taylor's offense, or James Outman's offense, or Andy Pages' defense for that matter. But overall, I do expect Outman to get, or excuse me, I expect Pages to get the lion's share of play in the outfield this season of those three. I think he has the highest ceiling.
Yeah, and of course also like Michael Conforto has been kind of struggling this spring, but like you're paying him $17 million, so there's no way that he's not going to have a roster spot.
Yeah, he'll be our starting left fielder, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't even think like you can't use any options with Conforto. So it's basically that seems to me like what it's going to be. I feel like James Outman kind of feels like he's going to be an odd man Outman.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Comedy was never my strong suit, but
I can tell.
Yeah, dude. But I will say about Hey Seong Kim, I think that he's probably like I think that he might be the best player out of all these guys, like just in terms of like all around game. And I like the fact that we've seen a couple of home runs from him. It seems like the Dodgers are really leaning into trying to get some extra vert on his swing to some extra launch. But I do think we're going to see some funny business with his service time manipulation.
That is kind of part and parcel of Major League Baseball these days. And
the fact that we're seeing those reports so soon says to me, the Dodgers are already like letting us know, hey, he ain't going to start the season on the big league roster. We'll see you in May. Yeah.
See you there in dust in May. No, it does feel like that. now that you say it out loud, it does feel a little collusion-y, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It does make sense a little bit. But they do say he's in an insane shape, so the kid's probably got more pop than we're expecting. But it's all just spring training. We'll see when the lights get bright what it really is. But my money's leaning towards some sort of Pahez, Ha-Seong Kim combo kind of running around out there. I expect Conforto to hold down left pretty much with Teoscar and right. But yeah, Tommy.
No, Teoscar would be left. Sorry,
Well, I think they were talking about him in right as it's like his more preferred position.
I didn't see that. Okay, wow.
I could be mistaken, but
Okay.
I thought that was a thing. But yeah,
Might be
we'll
right
see.
about that.
We'll see. Who knows? I could be just fucking goofing, dude. But yeah, there's a lot to be excited about, dude. Dodgers embarrassment of riches. It's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of fun.
you're right. 3 days ago, I have not been paying attention. Fuck. Yeah, so back to right. He's going back to right field.
I mean,
Sorry.
I'm just trying to help you out. And let's not
apologize.
forget, dude. Tommy Edman won a Gold Glove at second base. So
That's the thing. You can't ideally the best position for Tommy Edman is second base.
yeah,
And the best position for Hey Seong Kim is second base. So one of those guys is going to have to play some outfield.
Yeah.
And it seems to me like they'd probably prefer Kim, like they'd prefer to have the best possible like defensive arrangement. So I think that they might need Kim to step up and play some outfield as well. I don't think Kim's going to be an everyday player. I think he's going to be a bench piece for the most part in his rookie year. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, because you also, like you mentioned, Barnes, he is kind of just taking up a roster spot at this point, but everybody loves him, and he's a great.
he's the
team
leader. He's the
chemistry guy.
captain, dude.
Apparently, Shohei loves him, which is like that carries a lot of weight around the clubhouse. Like apparently, they have like this weird friendship that doesn't get talked about a lot, but they really get on well. So you got Dalton Rushing waiting in the wings as your backup
Yeah.
catcher, he might have to play some left field to get some playing
Hunter
time.
Fiducia, brother.
Apparently, he's also getting in some work at third base potentially.
Ooh.
Or sorry, and then there's also like in the future, Will Smith could potentially get in some work at third base if they want to move Rushing over to catcher. The Dodgers have a lot of moving parts right now. I genuinely don't know what they're going to do. They always surprise me, but my best guess would be that's how opening day starts out.
Yeah.
So-
and let's not even just kind of like pretend that this isn't like a really rad problem to have. It's like, oh, you have too many major league ready talents like
Yeah.
competing for not enough spots. Like, oh fuck, that's gotta suck. Like
Jose DePaula and Zaire Hope have looked great.
Zaire Hope looks like a fucking stud. And it's tough because I really like Michael Bush and like trading him was crazy. And I think there was even some trades that didn't happen because the Dodgers refused to include Michael Bush in years past. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. They're still so young and like, a few years away. It almost feels like you're like jinxing a guy, right? That young, like, dude, they got so much talent. Like, it wasn't that long ago that we were just talking about Gavin Lux is this fucking wonderkin coming up through the minors with just this elite hit tool. Is he going to be the next fucking, Jeff Kent over there at second? And
Well, he was a shortstop coming out, so everybody was like, "Oh, is this kid going to replace Corey Seager when he left?"
yeah, and then so quickly showed that he couldn't handle short at the bigs, couldn't play outfield. He kind of ended up just at second. I don't want to say just at second to diminish the position.
Well, he also couldn't live up to Mookie Betts' defensive prowess at shortstop,
Yeah,
which is
I mean,
I'm
tough.
I'm
because
joking,
Mookie Betts
obviously,
is
but
one of the top. Like right now, I think you could put Mookie Betts in one of the top 100 baseball players of all time. You know what I mean? Like it's that elite
yeah.
company.
I think
And
he's got an argument for like top 25 at this point.
Me too. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm just not going to sit here and name 100 baseball players because I'll
Right.
be here all fucking day.
He's looked great at short, by the way. He's actually looked pretty solid, which is great to
working
see.
with Rojas has paid
Yeah.
off. Working with Tulo has paid off. I mean, it's one of those things like when you're this hyper talented and then you are that hyper focused, It's like just the perfect storm of talent meets, ability, and just drive takes it to the next level. So it's going to be a fun year getting to see Mookie compete like that. How much it pushes Shohei, what his scheduling is going to look like. Like, is it going to open up more room for DH flexibility? Because obviously, maybe Shohei's not going to hit the day after he pitches or something. Maybe he's going to rest or whatever, Like, I think we can agree however many games he's going to pitch is going to take a higher physical toll than, even the 53, 50, whatever homer. What was it? What did the home runs and stolen bags end up being? It was like 53
50.
bonds, 50
Yeah.
something, 56 stolen bases or something absurd. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. We're never going to see that again. We're never going to see that. That was so insane.
We're not going to be able to. He's just not going to be able to take that many risks, especially after, jamming his shoulder. I mentioned this in a previous episode, but jamming his shoulder in the World Series, the way he slides, they're just not going to take as many risks. He had 59 stolen bases and 54 homers, by the way. So he almost had a 50-60 season, which is nuts.
Fucking
yeah, and to your point about that, this is one of the first times in my time as a Dodger fan where I've never been more sure that this is the best team I've ever seen. Never been more sure of it. But I'm also like, I can't say that I'm expecting some like young prospect to come up and like just steal a spot right now because we're so loaded up. This is like the first time in my Dodger fandom where I'm not looking at like a high-end prospect like saying, "Oh, I can't wait till the Dalton Rushing era starts," because it's like, okay, but like where's it going to happen? Like you're going to have to earn your spot. And I think that the beauty of this team is, yes, it feels like there's a logjam, but I think that it's more it's more of an optical logjam. It's not actually there. I think everybody's going to play. Everybody is going to contribute in some way because that's just what the Dodgers do better than anybody. You will get your reps. You're going to get your minutes out there.
And not to mention that is kind of the game, right? Like there are so many little weird things that happen throughout a season that, like, let's not forget, Corey Seager got his start in 2015 because Jimmy Rollins, of all players, was beat up at shortstop.
Yeah.
And he came in and just lit the world on fire at the end of that season and then became, the guy
that's my point.
Became rookie of the year in 2016.
But we were looking forward to the Corey Seager era back then. We knew that he was coming.
And before that, Jock and, the
Rollins was just a stopgap, and we knew that. That's what I'm saying right now. Is like it doesn't feel like anybody's like who's the stopgap for rushing. Like nobody. We have Will Smith locked up for 10 years. You know what I mean? So, we have Muncy at like maybe he could. We have Teoscar in left. Like maybe he could.
Jesse, I really think that at a multitude of positions this season, we're going to see a ton of subbing. I think that Will Smith has looked like he's ran out of gas the last couple seasons. Towards the at least offensively, towards the end of the year. I know you were saying he's been dealing with a bone bruise, right?
So June. There was a tweet just went out the other day about how apparently he. This is what it says. He's dealt with a bone bruise since last June. It happened when he rolled his ankle on a slide while the team was in New York. He's surprised it has lingered this long, but said the team is looking for ways to manage it this year. That's a tweet by Jack Harris. And it makes a lot of sense because if you look at Smith's numbers over the past couple of seasons, particularly last year, his numbers waned from June onward, and that would explain a lot. And if it's still nagging him, that's a concern. Right there, if like he's going to have to hit the shelf at some point, that's going to open up the door for Rushing to come in. But, there's talk about Will Smith potentially moving to third. I do think for Rushing, the plan is get him some reps at first base, like in practice time, and then he's potentially going to step in and replace Freddie at first base one day down the road. But that's like a couple years down the line. That's my thought about him. But yeah, are you concerned at all about the Will Smith thing? Do you think that there's any there?
I don't want to say concerned, but with catchers in general, I mean, it's just such a ragged position that it's like anything like that, especially from your all-star catcher that's like, you know what, I want to take some time with this. But you want him out there calling games. There's such a deep rotation. You want him getting those reps and getting comfortable with pitchers. But like we talked about, dude, there's no problem with depth. The only problem is how you utilize it. So I think if, this has a lot to do with why a guy like Austin Barnes is still going to be around. He's going to kind of be that player coach for a lot of these young guys. I'm speaking more about the young catchers coming in and taking some of this load management, if you will, off of Will Smith. I think Freddie's going to get some time off this season, maybe more than we're accustomed to. But yeah, I think it's going to be, guys like Muncy too, that missed a bunch of time last year. I think he's going to we'll see Kike slide in at third a good amount. I saw him make some pretty snazzy plays over a couple days ago. I forget.
Yeah, Kike too. Shit. I mean,
yeah, there's just so much depth, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. But, from the pen to the rotation to the fucking infield outfit, there's just such an insane amount of depth that it is going to be a fight. And I think we are going to see a pretty solid cavalcade of high talent, minor league players and some subbing with guys like Hey Seong Kim, like you mentioned, and Pages. But one thing I do kind of like have on my radar is I could see maybe like an Outman coupled with semi-resurgent CT3. Say he gives you a couple good weeks, months. I could see them kind of packaged together and sent out for whatever.
Yeah, it's going to happen at some point. I mean, CT3 will just be purely a salary dump type of trade. Like, nobody's going to help the Dodgers by taking that contract off their hands. Like, nobody's going to do the Dodgers that favor. So the Dodgers will have to eat that. And
but I
that'll
could see
be
a
more
team like the Phillies or maybe the Braves or somebody have an injury in their outfield, and they're like, all right, we'll give them some low-level prospect, whatever, and we'll get some cash out of this, and, we'll take
Mariners.
CP3.
You got Mariners. They'll step in. They'll step in. They'll try to get some of that magic, the Swing King magic that he got in his first couple of years in LA. He'll go back to where he was drafted, and the Mariners won't have to pay a dime for it because the Dodgers will just eat all the salary.
You know who it'll
now. He's going to go back to the Mariners.
All right, you're calling it. You're calling the Mariners. I think that he's going to join an old friend, and I think he's going to stay in blue. I think he's going to join Justin Turner in Chicago. I think he's going to get traded to the Wrigley Cubbies, dude.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, I see him going to a team that just wants to play the upside.
And the versatility. They're betting on the bat and the change of scenery, and go, hey, we can pinch hit this guy. They're competing for a playoff spot. We can put him in a high pressure situation. He's got a history of big knocks. But yeah, dude. Speaking of just other champions. CT3 is our champion, 2-time World Series champion. We'll love him forever. Should be a 3-time champ, but that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
But former Dodger and still current World Series champion, Brett Honeywell. My boy Brent was laying down the law a little bit on a little podcast the other day, and he was talking about some comments made by former Yankees pitcher, current Milwaukee Brewers pitcher, Nestor Cortez.
Also known as Freddie Freeman's son, by the way. That's his.
That's true. I think he rocks that little baby to bed, dude, over there in right field, dude.
Saki's in, by the way. He just got pulled into relief for Yamamoto. So he's in, and he's throwing 99 miles an hour.
Answer me. How many kilometers is that?
It's like 140, I believe. That's my first guess.
Wild, dude.
All right, all right, hold on. Let's do this. What's your guess?
141.
Oh, 159.
I was closer. Let's go. You fucking dunce.
You just went one over.
I just Nestor Cortez you, dude.
Yeah,
I just fucking full Freeman you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brett Honeywell put the kibosh on Nestor Cortez's statements of saying that they were the better team, that they were up in game 1, that they should have won game 3, I think it was, and that they should have won game 5, And he just says, no, you weren't. You weren't the better team on paper. You weren't the better team in reality. He's like, you can't say it with a straight face. I love Brent Honeywell, dude.
I
He
love
is
that
like
guy.
real life Kenny Powers, but he's like the everyman version, right? He's like the kind of guy that it's like, dude, you went to the box social with Winnie Cooper?
Right.
You kidding me? You got it. This guy's got
Yeah.
it all, dude.
No, and
But
what I loved about what he said too was like, yeah, like we might have actually come back in Game 4 if I didn't give up 12 runs. So like, and he's right. I mean, like we didn't blow any 5-run leads in
right?
this series. Like you guys did. Like we didn't fumble the ball around all across the field. You
Yeah,
guys
dude.
did.
There's a reason why Honeywell was saying Dodgers in four, Dodgers in
Yeah.
four. I don't know. I love the guy, but it's just one of those crazy little things that you hear. Like, I appreciate Cortez saying that as like a competitor, but dude, that like mental, I don't even know, fallacy you're playing is just wild.
That's just like some coping. It might be a little bit of a response to all the shit talking the Dodgers have done this offseason, maybe, but like to even say that at this point about the champions and about like you guys literally like have completely fallen short of expectations for like years now. The Yankees have, and like the one year you guys made you had the weakest run to the World Series you'll ever see. I mean, you faced the Royals and the Guardians. You didn't have to go through the Astros. You didn't have to go through, any significant real threat to win the World Series.
Yeah.
You basically just were gift wrapped, and you also still kind of struggled to get there at times. Like
Yeah.
you Cleveland. I know it was a 5-game gentleman's sweep, but like they still gave you everything you could handle. So I don't know. It's just whatever. It doesn't really affect me, but it just says to me that there's some Dodger hate burning in those veins that he can't wait to get out.
I think there probably always will. That's got to be like, I mean, you got to probably wake up for weeks after that, just going, like, that's not where I wanted that ball. Like, fuck. Like, dude, that's got to just give like, crushing anxiety and just like, fuck, turn it off. Turn it off. Like, that's a tough replay to see. I'm sure he'll embrace it one day and just be like, whatever. It's part of competing. But yeah, to just say something out of pocket like that was just wild for me. And yeah, dude, you just don't expect it.
Speaking of out of pocket, didn't I know we're a little late on this because we've been out. By the way, everybody, sorry that we were out for so long. We missed last week's episode. We've both been a little bit busy. Not ton going on with spring training, but we're going to try to make sure that we never do it again. We apologize. By the way, what do you think about my shirt?
Let me see it. Whoa! Love that.
My loving wife got it for me for Valentine's Day. She got me some Dodger swag. So shout out Michaela. Shout out
Love you,
wife.
Michaela.
So
Do some karaoke soon.
Travis, yeah, let's do it. Travis Hunter from Colorado Buffaloes. Is that what he's on?
Oh yeah.
He was talking about Shohei. He was asked about Shohei Ohtani and if what he does is tougher because Travis Hunter plays both on offense and on defense.
Yeah.
I guess he's a wide receiver and then he's a like a DB.
Yes.
Is that what he does? So he basically says, what he does is harder. I think that some of this was kind of a little bit like blown out of proportion because he was asked the question. And also it says to me like he just doesn't know much about baseball.
Yeah.
Because clearly, like, if you knew anything about the sport, it's not just that, like, Shohei is playing two positions, but he's also, like, the best player of all time. So to say, like, are you the best player in the history of football? Like, you're not even in the NFL yet. And there have been multiple players, like Deion Sanders played 2 sports. There have been other two-way players before in the NFL. Like Shohei's the only one to ever do what he's done. So
for me, it's just one of those things. I take it as like, what do you expect him to say? He's a young kid feeling himself. Like kids are media savvy now in a way that, our contemporaries would never were. So I think he knows how to get a little buzz on his brand. And by attaching it to the biggest athlete in the world right now, Shohei, it did just that. We're talking about it. But the greatest response anybody could have fucking had, our good friend Chad Ochocino Johnson, said that the two hardest things in life are hitting a baseball and keeping a woman happy long term.
Yeah, he's right.
My boy knows love and my boy knows ball, and I'm gonna have to cede to the experience of Ocho Cinco on this one and say that Mr. Hunter, you should listen
Yeah.
to Chad on this one, brother.
So now the question is, what is harder? Hitting a Major League Baseball or keeping a woman happy long term? Which one of those two things are harder?
I mean, I define long term, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, well, I mean, I get. Does it mean like you have to be married forever? Like you have to stay with them? I don't know what the. Yeah,
They do say till death do you part. So
yeah, I guess it's like, are you the one breaking up with her and not her breaking up with you? Kind of deal.
What if you guys break up but you're still friends?
Right, and also, yeah, exactly. Like you could keep a woman happy who's not, not your
What
partner.
if what keeps her happiest is just getting divorced from you? I mean,
Hey, well, yeah. What if that makes her happy? Then you're like, yeah, that's a great point, Brandon.
we've
I
really
think
fallen into it now. This has gotten a little philosophical.
hitting a baseball is harder.
Man,
Yeah, I'll say that because you only succeed. Like, let's say you get into the major leagues, right? You hit a baseball, like the best players only succeed 30% of the time. So like, if you get in every time you get into a relationship, is it like 1 out of 3? I don't know. What's the conversion rate? Sorry, this is fucking getting ridiculous.
hold on. That is, you got me pondering though. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, if we're just doing the math, and if making a woman happy long term is harder than hitting a baseball, then it's got to be under the Mendoza line. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we'll put it at a generous like 180 clip. So you're telling me 18% of the time you're making your lady happy.
Yeah, or like you're 18% of the time that you get into a relationship, it becomes a long-term relationship. Like they're not just like summer flings. They are long-term relationships. So like if you've dated 10 women in your lifetime, how many of those were long-term relationships? That should be your
1.8 of them.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of men out there that don't have enough of a sample size, but we'll cut them some slack on that. Anyway,
It's all what it is.
yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Love is blind, I think.
WWE star Bad Bunny has signed Fernando Tatis to Rima Sports. Does that move your little needle there?
Dude, it gets my little peacock dancing.
Yeah.
It makes me excited. Jess, I don't know what I'm more surprised by. I don't know if it's that multinational platinum award winning artist and WWE superstar Bad Bunny signing arguably like one of the biggest Latin baseball players in the world to his agency is pretty damn cool. Jess, what do you find more surprising, that Bad Bunny was able to sign Tatis Jr., or that your president, Donald Trump, is suggesting, campaigning really, to get Pete Rose out of purgatory with baseball and get him into the Hall of Fame? Jess, what is more surprising in this, the year of our Lord 2025?
I was not expecting to get this question today. I mean, what's more surprising, Fernando Tatis signing with Bad Bunny or Donald Trump pardoning Pete Rose? I mean, I guess I'd have to say Bad Bunny only because Trump pardoning Pete Rose feels like something Trump would do.
Wow, I vibe with that.
You know what I mean? Like that just feels like I already feel like that's like, okay, I'm not that surprised by Trump pardoning Pete Rose, where like oh wow, Bad Bunny, I didn't even know that he signed athletes. You know what I mean? So like that's probably more surprising to me.
I feel like I heard something about it like last summer, and that maybe it was like a fraud, or like maybe it wasn't doing well. But now that they got Tatis, I mean, it feels bona fide, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they don't go after Bad Bunny's clients the way they went after Rachel Luba's clients.
Oh wow. Yeah. Who did she? I forget that guy's name. The guy that she represented. It's like Voldemort on the internet. You say it's like you're talk about politics.
You talking about
Let's talk
Yasiel Puig?
Yeah, yeah, exactly that guy. By the way, I was thinking about Puig the other day because
I
of
bet you
all
were.
of the fucking no, I was because of all of the shenanigans and the histrionics of Puig that were so heavily criticized, like the vitriol going at Puig back in the day. I mean, literally, like Dodger players on the team, like Zach Greinke threw his shit off the team bus. Go read "The Best Team Money
Yeah.
Can Buy" by Molly Knight, and she talks all about that story. And it's like they fucking hated him. And now I look at all of the celebrations and bat flips and the histrionics now that have just been championed by the league. I'm like, man, that guy got fucking screwed. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm a little upset with the Dodgers and the way that they handled him because I think that they should have sent him down to the minors sooner when he started struggling. But whatever. Anyways, I went down a rabbit hole thinking about Puig the other day because I was looking at clips of that guy Jan, the lefty
Yeah.
pitcher that like is jumping up and down on the mound, like doing the fucking like jumping like 7 feet in the air and stuff. Yeah, that dude. I was like, this is like everybody's talking about how awesome this is. And like if Puig did stuff like that back in the day, they would have said how he's disrespecting the game and everything. So I
Think
don't know.
about how much fun Puig would be right now, like playing
Mm-hmm.
against Machado and
Yeah.
Tatis and just all and Profar out in fucking San Diego. Like that would be so much more fun. I mean, just imagine him even if he was still relevant, like playing for the Yankees against the Red Sox or vice versa. There's just not that many agitators in the league anymore like that. I don't know. I think was vilified at the time for doing something that's pretty run of the mill now. You know,
Yeah.
the bat flips, the watching it, the pimping it, whatever. All in all, it sounds like he maybe wasn't the best teammate, but I mean, I don't know. I loved him. I loved the wild horse.
That's probably more what it was, is that he was a problem off the field more than he was on the field.
Well, and he
that's-
has been accused of some not so nice things. But,
Yeah, there's that too. There is that too. There's a common theme with those Rachel Luba clients going on.
Man, somebody's got to look into that, but it's not gonna be me, dude.
Yep.
Hey, you know what is crazy about this, Jess? Is that Pete Rose did claim that he would make the Hall of Fame after he died, and now I just want to know, what did Trump tell him? What did Pete know?
I mean,
Feels
look,
a little collusion-y. Did Donald make him a promise? Maybe.
I mean, I just think that like
Who knows?
Pete was probably I'm going to just go on a limb and say Pete Rose was a Trump guy. You know, I
Probably.
think that's probably pretty safe to say. I mean, like Pete
He
Rose,
looked good in a red hat. You can gotta
Yeah.
give him that.
that's what it is. He looked great in a red hat. By the way, he legitimately bet on baseball. Like let's not forget that. I mean, I think he still belongs in the Hall of Fame, whatever. But I mean, he did legitimately fucking bet.
Yeah, that is a uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I know somebody's going to be in the comments saying, well, Shohei gambled too, and Ippei picked the fall. Like, no, he didn't, dude. Ippei's the bad boy. He's getting his little spanking. But it is very surprising, dude. Another little bit of surprising news. This one's a little bit less provocative, I guess. Unless you want to add anything.
No, I'm good. I'm off politics now. I think we can
Love
move
it.
on. Yeah.
Thank God. Couple of zeros trying to be heroes out there. Feel free to use that.
Who, Trump and Rose?
Oh my God, dude.
Sorry.
No, you son of a gun.
Yep.
But for the first time ever, I believe, the Boston Red Sox will have two players donning the digit 0. Adam Ottavino famously wears 00, and now one Walker Buehler will wear the single digit 0 for his number, ditching the 21, leaving that in LA. Jess, do you know who wears 21 for Boston?
I believe it was retired. I think that Wade Boggs had his number retired. I could be totally wrong about that. Who
Roger
wears-
Clemens, number 21, is off limits to Boston Red Sox players.
Oh, is that who it is? Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, it does have to do with Wade Boggs as well. Hall of Famer third baseman, wore 21 for the Red Sox before it was retired in 2016.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But does it make sense to have two numbers that are the same thing? because John Boy made a good point about this, and it's like, well, how is it any different than saying, hey, we have a number 2 and then we have a number 0-2?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that the same thing? Like, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't even
Maybe,
think about it like that. Now I'm just pissed.
yeah, it's annoying. Like, maybe just do like number 100.
Now, see, even that pisses me off. No, you got to be 2 digits.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This just feels like these guys both wanted 0 and they found a solution to the problem. I don't know.
You know what's funny?
Are they doing this into the season, or is it just a spring training thing?
I think they're doing it into the season, but I got to tell you, I did not care about this going into this little segment,
Yeah.
and now I'm like really annoyed by it. Like, why do we have 2 00? That makes perfect sense to me. There's like, do you have 2 and then 0-2? Like, now I'm just pissed. I don't like that at all.
No, this is bullshit.
I'm fucking mad, dude.
Yeah, and I'm mad that they're bringing Walker Buehler into this too.
I'm pissed about it. That's my fucking guy, dude. That's my Kentucky Derby stallion, dude.
Yeah, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And like Adam Ottavino too, like you give up your fucking number, dude.
Give it up, dude. Give it up
Yeah.
to Bueller. He's the butane.
Yeah. He's
No,
a champion.
I don't know. All right, I'm over it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but it is interesting.
We could be the bigger men here.
I'll walk away from it for now. I'll let him share zeros, dude. But it's just, I think there's a reason why we haven't seen this before. It's a little. Does it feel a little Bush League to you, Jess?
It just feels like there was no reason to do it. I don't know. It just feels like it's too confusing, and I don't know. It's so that this is more unexpected to me than the Trump pardon or the Bad Bunny. This is the most surprising thing to me, just because.
Wow.
Why would the players agree to this? Also, I don't know, because like part of it is your jersey sales is like part of your brand. You want to have like that number associated with the team, and that could get confusing. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they heard that there's supposed to be a stoppage in play after the 2026 season. There's going to be a little bit of a lockout, so maybe they're just having fun with it and saying fuck it.
Oh yeah, that's there was a report about that there's the players union is expecting a lockout after 2026, and I mean we kind of already knew this was going to happen, but it's going to suck, man.
Yeah, I really hope it's not long, because I need this distraction big time. I
know. Well, hey, you know what though? If it does happen, you and I will have plenty to talk about. Like I'm sure well, I don't know. We might have an extended period of time. What we might have to do is we might have to go down, do some like throwback episodes, like like revisiting old Dodger great moments or something like that, just to fill the void.
Maybe we even just go in and we start filming inside of we film some court cases again, Jess, and we we get the old press badges out and we go in, we film the arbitration cases, and we keep the people abreast of what's breaking in our beloved game.
Now we're going off the rails, because I would never want to do anything like that ever again.
That is true. I would rather walk into traffic, or I don't know, get like double fucking tennis elbow like my guy Mike Stanton.
I know. Yeah,
the Stantonian bomb maker out there in the Bronx. Just ton of injuries going on in the Bronx today. Well, not today. This spring training.
Yeah.
Like a little epidemic, dude. What are we going to do? Are you nervous for the Yankees? Do you think Boston's in a place to win the AL East this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll be hotter out the gate probably than the Yankees will, because the Yankees are going to wait. So LeMahieu is out, which might be a good thing, to be honest. I mean,
well, now Luis Gil is out.
Yeah,
for
that's a bad one.
6 weeks. They're saying at least 6 weeks is. I mean, that's he's going to miss probably the first 2 months of the season. That's nasty business. I mean, and what they put a timetable on Stanton yet? I don't even think so, right?
No, but he's definitely starting the season on the injured list, and it seems like that's a common thing for him. If he plays more than 120 games, I'd be shocked at this point.
Yeah.
because he was so damn good in the playoffs, man. Like he was probably at the point when when the Dodgers faced the Yankees, he was the scariest player on the field by far
Definitely.
for the Yankees.
So apparently, as of three days ago, the Yankees announced that Stanton is receiving PRP injections in both of his elbows. That's pretty gnarly, dude.
Yeah, along with that's those bodies, man. Like those big athletic football frames, they just don't age well, and he's just gonna be he's just an injury-prone player for the rest of his career. I mean, do you think the Yankees won off that contract?
Fuck yeah. But he's also like their best producing offensive bat in the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like they need him still. Like they won off it, but they still like need it. So
there's some smoke now to the signing fire of JD Martinez with the Yankees with the news of Stanton, his injury. But it's like, again, are you going to just kind of lock up money? There's no bad 1 year contracts, but it's already kind of looking like some indecisive times for our Yankees friends. I don't know what looked like it was going to be such another, cakewalk for them after their retooling, after missing out on Soto, and the rest of the AL East kind of standing pat before the aforementioned Boston Red Sox moves. That they were just going to kind of walk away with the AL East again. Now, I'm not so sure, dude.
No, I think actually the Red Sox really do have a real shot at that division at this point. I would actually argue. I mean, Cole and Fried and Heel when healthy, like that's actually it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Walker Buehler's looked great apparently for the Red Sox. They have Garrett Crochet, but we haven't seen him pitch a full season yet. I don't know. It's like I get that like the Red Sox are trendy right now.
There's a high ceiling, right? But it's
there's a high ceiling for sure, but there might be. There's also like a lower floor. I think.
Definitely. Ooh, I vibe that.
I think that like the bottom has the potential for falling out a little bit more than the Yankees do. Assuming that Garrett Cole's elbow is good, because like if you get another full season from Cole, like I think you're solid, but like if his elbow is not good, then that could be a real problem. So I don't know. The Orioles, for all I know, could step up and take that division. I think that it's a very, very deep stacked division, but I don't think that there's any one team that's like that's the best team. I don't see that. I still think I would favor the Yankees to come out of the AL. I still believe that, but I think that there's definite potential for them for the bottom to fall out. They're just not a complete team.
Well, and let's not forget that they have Marcus Stroman still on their team. He gave up a couple of back-to-back bombs over the weekend, I believe. It's just he's got to get out of there. They got to get him a new home. It's a bad fit. That bridge feels burned.
Speaking of the Yankees, though, because I know that they missed out on Juan Soto. Did he say that he misses it? That he wishes he was back with the Yankees? No, I'm kidding.
Something to that effect. I think he did. He did say that he misses being a part of the Yankees, and that last season was something special. He learned a lot. He grew a lot, which I think is like a weird, like almost like a drunk text to like your ex, right? Like a "Hey, you up?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's not forget he was saying just a couple weeks ago, this is a Mets town. Mets fans are, the more intelligent fans or whatever, the real baseball fans, whoop-de-whoop. So I don't know.
It's like he got. You're right. It's like he got asked a question while he was like when he just like saw his ex-girlfriend's post on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like she looked really happy, and like they just asked him the question at the wrong moment. Like he probably saw a photo of like Aaron Judge smiling at Yankees camp, and like all of a sudden he just started getting in his feelings a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah,
I think Juan Soto made the right
went on the injured list, and Soto was like, "Man, I really missed the Yankees."
Yeah, no booty calls in baseball though. No takebacks.
Maybe Soto got into one of his suites, and he was like, "Man, the Yankee suites were way nicer. I guess that's why he had to pay for those."
Yeah, that might be the case. I mean, have you seen the outside of Citi Field? I mean, it's like
I've actually never been there.
Well, I'm saying like, have you seen the photos of like Queens, so Round City Field.
Yeah, it's not the most flattering that I've ever seen.
That's why they're putting all that money in. The Cohen's putting all that money in to sort of, gentrify the neighborhood a little bit for the Okay, I'll stop now. But yeah, they want to make it a little bit more appealing. Let's put it that way. Mike Moustakas, let's end here because we got to go. We're running late. Mike Moustakas, congratulations. He's going to retire with the Kansas City Royals. World Series champion Mike Moustakas signed a 1-day deal with the Royals. And so he's going to retire as a Royal. How much money do you make for a 1-day deal? Do you see that?
I don't know. I bet you there is some legacy type stuff to it though, like about like jersey sales or something. I bet you there's a little something in there. But
do you get any money from that? Is my question. Like the Royals are going to pay you money to not play, knowing that you're not going to play?
I wonder if it works out to where it's like $125, like it's an appearance fee for the day. You know,
it's like it's like jury duty. You know, you get that like check from the government. It's like $12 or whatever it is for your
here, get lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what man, yeah, dude. I mean, I love a good 1-day contract. It just helps tie a bow on a beautiful tenure with a team, and it usually means, right? I'd say 99.9 out of 100 times usually means that you meant something special to that city. So tip of the cap to Mike Moustakas. Super fucking cool, right? I think that's kind of one of those things that like maybe you're not cognizant of during your career, but I think having that little extra meaning from an organization, from a city, I think makes all the difference when you're hanging up your spikes.
I mean, that Royals team was a special team. I mean, they were like for 2 years, they were like the best team in the American League, and it was a short window, but it was an awesome window, and he played like a big part of it, and
that was beautiful. It was really cool. Love that. My favorite 1-day contract of all time, you already know, beast mode, Matt Kemp. Loved getting to see him playing the World Series, him hitting that home run in 18 over the Green Monster. Super fucking rad. Wish we would have got him a ring, but, that guy was the LA superstar. Dating Rihanna. Was robbed of an MVP by a cheating white guy, Ryan Braun, dude.
Yep.
Our DEI, Ryan Braun, dude. No, I'm fucking goofing.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's just, it's cool. I like it. Baseball's romantic, and little stuff like that is always good. Good, Jess. Warming my tummy.
It warms my tummy every time that we do these episodes. This was a lot of fun. I know it's like a little slow because we're not at baseball season yet, but I feel like there's always something good to talk about in the great game of baseball, and we're
right around the corner, brother.
We're just a couple weeks away. We're going to Japan for opening day. We're not, but the Dodgers are, so we'll be able to not watch that at 2 a.m. or whenever it's airing. So I'll be TiVoing that. But it'll be it's gonna be a lot of fun. So tune in. We will be talking all about it. We're not gonna miss any more episodes, I promise. And Brandon, this was fun, buddy.
Jess, always a blast. Missed you last week, so I'm glad we could pick it up right where we left off and get to hang out with all you guys. We love getting to read your comments and you guys telling us things we missed, how much you hate us, and how much you love us. It's been a lot of fun. Please see us in the comment section. Send this to somebody you like. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps us get this podcast out. It's been growing a lot. And we are just so damn grateful that you joined us. So sincerely, thank you so much. Deferred Collusion, baby. The best in the biz.
That's right.
Fuck women now.
And shout out to all the female fans out there. I promise that making you happy is not as hard as hitting a baseball. Anyways.
That's right, babe. And it's way more gratifying. Let's go, dude. Peace.